All right, welcome to the weekend video. This is Enda here from bullwebs.org, and you know the drill. I'm going to go through the markets. There's not much has happened this week, to be quite honest, but I'm here. We're at the end of the year, and I thought I would just give a final update. Why not? And then we can roll into next year clean, maybe, if we get there. Okay, so let's start. Happy Christmas, everyone. I hope everybody had an enjoyable holiday season, Christmas season, and um, let's see if let's see if 2023 will be anything to match 2022. Eh? I get the feeling that we ain't seen nothing yet, and that's my sinking feeling this afternoon or this evening. It's 7:30, so it's 2:30 over in New York. It's about time that things are winding down on a Friday evening. Not that much was happening this week anyway, but anyway, I think I need to in my own head to let's say speak things through and then get to tonight's update. So anyway, if you are interested in becoming a member of bullwise.org, get up to bullwise.org and check out the membership options. Yep, and then you can view tonight's update and every night's update. It's 5 nights a week. Okay, so apart from actually Monday's going to be a bank holiday, so I don't think a public holiday in the US. So there's probably not going. No, there's no market open. So I'll be back on Tuesday, I suppose. All right, let's get into the FX. This is Eurodollar. I have counted 5 waves up. I think we had an ending diagonal within wave 5 of 1, and now I'm looking for 3 waves down. We've got a correction so far, but um, it's been nothing but corrective. There's, you know, sideways, overlapping, choppy, not zero net progress, but overall very little actual progress, either up or down. So we've gone down in 3 waves in wave A. I'm looking at this as wave A of A. So this will be wave A blue of wave 2 green. So there'll be like 3 down in A, 3 up in B, and then a further 3 down in B. So it's looking like we're turning lower in Eurodollar for a season, let's say. Okay, so we're looking for 3 waves down in wave A. I think we've got A and B done, but I've been kind of fooled by false highs or like false summits. We've spiked to new highs, and then we've impulsively moved lower, and then we spiked to new high and impulsively move lower. Same thing happened today twice. So it's been an interesting B wave to track as it moved higher, but we've gone higher in 3 waves. We've filled a channel. I think we're more or less, we have to be near the top of wave B in pink, and we're going to move down in wave C. So next week it looks like it's going to be wave C down. We close out the downward sloping trend channel down near 105.50 somewhere, and then we'll start looking towards, that'll be wave A done, and then we'll start looking towards wave B. Okay, so let's move on. That's Eurodollar. Here is cable. Looking at 3 waves down in wave B. I think at the moment, you can view it 2 ways. I'm going to leave it this way in the 4-hour count here. You could say we're working at 1 degree higher here. You could say that we have wave A in green done, and we're kind of tracking sideways in wave B, and then we'll look lower in wave C. Or you could also say that we're only working within wave A. We're only working within wave A at the moment. So either way, I think it's a 3-wave pattern lower, and we should reach new lows next week. Somewhere, let's get the hourly count and I'll show you. If we're tracking, this is the let's say the main count I'm working with. 3 waves down in wave A in green. So we've got 3 down in blue, or 3 down in wave A in blue, 3 up in wave B in blue, and now we're looking for 5 waves down in wave C. That's overall ABC down in wave A. So I know this is the nature of corrections is in general, it's by nature, it's hard to track. So I can understand if this is confusing you by even me talking. I'm beginning to confuse myself as I talk here. So overall, 3 waves down. I'm looking for. We haven't got a C wave pattern just yet, so I'm gonna continue looking towards a 5 waves down in wave C of A, and we'll look then. After that, we'll see which count suits the best. Okay, let's move on. Dollar yen. I've updated the short-term or the 4-hour count, let's say, to kind of reflect the action a little bit better. I think we are. It doesn't look like a flat, but I think this wave 4 correction would probably classify right now best as a flat. We were looking for this decline this week, and we seem to have more or less got there. But overall, it looks like we're going to like an A, B, C pattern down in A, and then a small 3-wave pattern correction higher in wave B, and then maybe an ending diagonal pattern in wave C. So we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in wave C. So let's get into the hourly count. I'll show you. I think my alternate count here is probably invalidated. It was losing traction throughout the week anyway, but I'm going to take it out of the way at the moment. So the main count, we have a 3, 4, and 5. Now, I have actually switched that on the 4 account, but disregard what's going on here. We seem to have a. I'm going to have to put in this one here. Okay, forgive me. I should have updated this before I went on the video, but say la vie. We've got A, B, C in 2. I'm sorry, I should have done this earlier. Let's say that's me, professional to the core. Okay, so we've got wave 1, which is actually wave C. There we go. B. Okay, 3 waves down in wave 1, 3 up in wave 2, 3 down in wave 3, 3 up in wave 4. We've got a 1 and a 4 overlap. So overall, the internal pattern seems to be, if not favoring, kind of leaning towards slightly the ending diagonal view. So you would suggest that maybe we'd get 3 down in 5. I don't know if you could. Maybe you can break that out as a 3-wave pattern. That's kind of, I suppose, where we stand right now. The final decline in wave 5, which has more or less hit, well, not quite just hit the target, just 130.56 is where I was looking for wave 5 to complete. So we've fallen towards that. Another 20, 30 pips, and we will hit that minimum target for wave 5. So overall next week I'm looking for a final bottom in wave 5 of C of 4. So this is a high degree 4th wave. You can see here on the 4-hour count, it's a larger degree 4th wave, and then I'll be looking for a rally up into wave 5. And wave 5, I think, it should break the previous wave 3 high anyway. So I'm kind of looking at least a break of 152, maybe as high as 160. So this would be a sizable rally, like a almost, how would you say, unbelievable rally in the Dow. Okay, so or not the Dow, sorry, the dollar, US dollar. I'm kind of suggesting that this will go along with a kind of an overcoming fear or a fear-based rally in the dollar. So I'm suspecting, a sell-off in precious metals. I'm expecting a sell-off in precious metals, a sell-off in stock market. The Atlantic pairs should decline. Dollar yen should rally. Dollar index should rally. It's that overall fear trade where people run to the dollar and out of everything else. or just sell everything else $4. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. The short-term pattern needs to bottom pretty soon. You will notice that on the 4-hour count, we're back down towards the previous fourth wave, at one lesser degree, and that's when we were topping out in wave 5. That's what I was suggesting. Go back a few months there when we were topping out, and everyone could not see anything but rallies in the dollar. They couldn't believe that we would ever see a decline in the dollar again, or dollar yen again, and here we are. The yen has strengthened majorly against the dollar. From earlier on, in September, October, or October, sorry. So I think it's about time we flip the coin again and we go towards the dollar. So, okay, this is the 4-hour count in the Dow. You can see both counts are probably, they're valid here. Let's go to the daily count. You can see a possible expanded flat correction in wave 2, and now we've fallen impulsively, excuse me, off the recent high. The internal pattern is suggesting a wedge lower in wave 1 and expanded flat correction wave 2, which does suggest we go lower in wave 3. The 4-hour count, you can pick both the main count and the alternate count here, and they both work perfectly, actually. So I'm expecting a third wave down to materialize pretty soon. What I've got on the hourly count here is wave 1 of 3. So wave 1 in blue is wave 1 and 2 in pink is what is happening right now, which will be, let's say, leading us lower in wave 1 blue, and this wave 1 blue is only wave 1 of 3. So there's a lot more to go to the downside here. The kind of very low ebb, the low volume market this week has just produced a sideways pattern. I would suggest, I did suggest last night that we were actually completing a triangle in wave B. We may even have completed the triangle at today's low. But I'm, let's say, cautious towards an extending triangle, maybe even allow for a 1-2 pattern higher in wave C. So overall, it's wave A up, triangle wave B, and then wave C up. So overall, we'll trace out 3 waves up either way. Minimum target here would be 33,460, call it 33,500, maybe up towards 33,700. That'll be the 50% retracement. This is still a work in progress. If we continue to fall and we break 32,500, call it 32,500 again, I think that'll pretty much indicate that wave 3 of 1 is underway, and again, that could lead to a pretty sharp line to start the year. Oh, here I have the labels. That could lead to a pretty sharp decline to start the year. So I would watch for maybe one final last hurrah in wave C of 2 to complete this kind of elongated 3-wave pattern here, and then possibly towards the end of next week, initial decline into wave 3 of 1. So let's see how that goes. Now, 4-hour gold. I'm sticking with the idea that we have a B wave top in place. It will be an expanded flat correction in wave 2. So we're looking for 5 waves down in wave C of 2 right now. And overall, I'm still, I'm not favoring 1700, but I'm hopeful, or let's say reasonably optimistic, if not optimistic, reasonably. I can't remember. I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now. I think there's a reasonable expectation. Maybe that's the word, that we'll hit 1700 before bottoming in wave 2. It looks like an expanded flat right now, but we just haven't confirmed that. So let's get the hourly count and I'll show you what I'm thinking here. So we have a B wave top in at, let's get a price on that. like let's say 1833 for wave B. So that's 3 waves up. It did create a new high, but it's 3 waves. So it's a corrective new high, and we should head lower again, extend lower probably below 1750, maybe towards 1700 as wave C completes. So overall, expanded flat correction. The previous fourth wave comes in at about 1720, so between 1750 and 1720 is probably a reasonable initial target, uh, with the lower target in mind. If we do get that major rally into the dollar, we may well see much lower prices in gold. Okay, let's move on. We'll get to crude oil. Yeah, we're still holding a lower high this week. I'm looking at this as a 3-wave correction higher in wave 2. No confirmation yet that we're going to move. We have moved lower into wave 3. The short-term pattern here, it could be a 1-2 pattern, but it's up for grabs at the moment. That's kind of what I've been suggesting this week, that we're now moving lower in wave 1 of 3. Well, like I said, the action this week, or the market this week, hasn't allowed for, let's say, much of an advancement in the larger patterns. It looks like we're probably going to have to wait for larger market participation, let's say, before that happens. So let's see. The larger pattern does suggest that we're going to see lower prices, and maybe even significantly lower prices pretty soon. January will be an interesting month, because if we do move into a third wave down, January could be a pretty large sell-off month, which would be largely against what people are actually thinking or projecting for for 2023. I'm going to be interested next week, because all the the major banks and the major strategists and the major hedge funds and stuff will be coming out with their 2023 predictions, and invariably, you know, well, there's some great guys out there, but invariably, they're suspect at the very least, especially when we are at a pivotal point, I think. Anyway, I'll wait for clarification on this one. We may get another new high in wave 2 blue. If that happens, I think I'm going to switch to this alternate account, and that might even be by tonight. So if you want to see that, come over and join the website. Okay, let's move on. S&P. It's been a sell-off to end the year when everybody was expecting a rally to end the year. And it's been not an overly sizable sell-off, but definitely an impulsive looking sell-off. I'm not sure whether we have the corrective, let's say, reaction to the initial move down. I don't think we have that in place just yet, and I'll show you that on the hourly account. But for the moment, I do think we are looking towards the beginning of third wave down here. So let's say strap on your boots there, because it might get pretty interesting soon. I was kind of going against myself yesterday, suggesting that maybe wave 3 has already started, but another day of kind of ranging action seems to suggest that we have a triangle again in a B wave. So it could be wave A, triangle, B wave, and then wave C to come. The complete wave 2 then, probably with a break of 38.90, maybe 3900, complete wave 2, and then turn lower impulsively into wave 3. So I haven't ruled out completely. It's still very possible that we move lower very early next week, and we pretty much confirm that we're into wave 3 down. But I'm kind of being, let's say, erring on the side of caution here, that this pattern does suggest a triangle, and it's a ranging corrective motion, where we seem to be oscillating around a center point somewhere around 38.20 or something. So a triangle is in the offing, and it could be a B wave, and we'll move higher in wave C to complete wave 2. So that's the outlook for next week. Would be complete the second wave in by Wednesday, and then move lower, begin wave 3 down later in the week. Okay, let's move on to silver. Been a pretty, again, another choppy end to the year's trade. Can't really see a whole lot from the 4-hour count here, but I'm still sticking with this. The action does suggest that this was an extended C wave, ending diagonal most likely, and we'll move lower into wave 5. The hourly count, the ending diagonal within wave C, has not confirmed that we're over just yet. We might be lurking in the shadows here. We might have a final pop within wave C of 5. That'll complete 3 waves up in wave 5, complete wave C overall, and complete wave 4 overall. So no confirmation on this just yet, but I believe we'll be rolling over in silver pretty soon. Bitcoin. We have an impulsive move lower to begin, let's say to end 2022. We'll have to see whether this completes impulsively and then accelerates lower again. But it does look like that we have wave 3 underway now. I'll show in the hourly count here. Wave 2 completed early in this, mid-December. We moved lower in 5 waves, and now we seem to be tracing out probably a flat correction wave 2 or wave 2. Yeah, so we have a 1-2 pattern to begin wave 3. I'm looking for maybe a spike in wave C of 2, so three waves overall in wave 2, and then move lower into wave 3, and that should be wave 3 of 3. So it could be quite a powerful move lower, which does again hint at the possibility of a pretty significant dollar rally coming our way. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to move on to the NASDAQ now. Here we have a 1-2 pattern to end the year, and then an impulsive move lower to begin a possible third wave. Again, it's all of the stock markets, the major stock markets are pretty much mirroring each other right now. Go to the hourly count here. The wave 2 of 3 is done. We've got wave 1 and maybe even running flat wave 2 complete now. Not entirely sure on that. We could be looking at something larger here, or not larger, but an extended or a slightly alternate, three-wave correction in wave 2. So maybe wave 1 completed at the extreme low. I wasn't expecting that, but if wave 1 completes at the extreme low here, then we'll work higher in wave 2. We'll probably find a high in wave 2 somewhere around one of these previous shelves, between 11,090 or 11,290, call it. Probably 200 point kind of range there, where we should complete wave 2 and then move lower into wave 3. So again, it's kind of staring in the face of a third wave decline in many of the in all the stock markets that I follow anyway. So that is the end of the year, I think. Thank you all for watching this year. Thank you so much for supporting me, all the people who have joined the website. Thank you so much for being customers. Thank you so much for supporting and reading my nightly musings. And if you're interested, get over to bullwebs.org and check out the membership, nightly Elliott Wave updates. If you want an example, or if you want to get an example of what I do every night, give me an email and I'll send you on a copy of what I do every night. As for me, I'm going to end the year the way I always end every video, and that is we have just gone through the Christmas period. The reason for the Christmas period is Christmas, which is Christ, the Anointed One. Mass is to be sent, which is the Latin verb to be sent. So Christ was sent, the Anointed One was sent. That's what we celebrate in Christmas. And basically, the Messiah of Israel, the Messiah that had been predicted by the Hebrew Scriptures, arrived 2,000 years ago. He died like Isaiah said he'd live a perfect life. Isaiah said he would die. He'd be appointed a death with the sinners and he'll be buried in a rich man's tomb. That's exactly what happened. And if you believe in him, you will be saved. And that is the message of salvation. It's very simple. Not religion, just relationship. So I end the year like I always end every video. I pray God's blessings on you all. Thank you so much for being with me this year. And as we look ahead to 2023, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You're going to need God's help, I think, on this one. All right. Good evening. Have a great weekend. And I will see you next Friday. I'll see you on the website if you join. And I'll see you next Friday for another weekend video. God bless. Bye-bye.